In this video we're going to divide decimals. So here's page 1, 2, page 3, page 4, and page 5. Okay, so we'll start with page 1 and we'll just start with, well, what would it look like if you had $19 and you divided that two ways. Divide that among two people. Okay, each person gets how much? Well, you could figure it out in your head, or we could do you know, long division or whatever. So 2 into 19 goes 9 times, but we have remainder, right? We have a remainder of 1. And so this answer, of course, is 19 divided by 2 is 9 and 1/2, isn't it? And we know 1/2 is the same thing as 0.5, don't we? Because 0.5 is 5/10, right? And that simplifies to 1/2. So we've seen that before, right? Now, with dividing decimals, one thing we can do is we can, on the 19, we can write that as 19.0, okay? And so when we go 2 into 19 goes 9 times, we can put remainder 1 here, see that? And now we can go 2 into 10 goes 5 times. And we always put the answer's decimal point right above the decimal point here, okay? So the answer is exactly 9.5. Instead of 9 remainder 1 and writing that as 9.5, you can get the answer in decimal form and end up with 9.5, right? So you go ahead and do 17 divided by 4, see what happens. You've got $17, you're dividing it among 4 people. How much does each person get? Well, they get $4 or something, don't they? So we'll go 4 into 17, okay? And 4 into 17 goes how many times? 4 times, right? Remainder 1 again, right? Remainder 1. And so 17 divided by a quarter is equal to 4, or 17 divided by 4 rather is equal to 4 and 1 over 4, isn't it? 4 1/4. And as you know, 1/4 is 25 cents, so that's got to be 0.25, isn't it? So look what happens when we put 0.0 onto the 17. We can do that. So we can go 4 into 17 goes 4 times, remainder 1. And now the answer is going to have a decimal point right above it like that. And then you go 4 into 10 goes 2 times. Oh, we need another remainder. We have another remainder. So what we can do is we can put another 0 onto 17. Because 17 can be written 17.0, or it can be written 17.00. That's also correct, isn't it? How else could you write 17? How about 17 is 17.000000, right? Same thing, isn't it? Yep. So anyway, 4 into 10 goes twice, remainder 2. 4 into 20 goes 5 times. And so, yeah, when we did this problem with remainder 1, and we wrote down 1/4, and then we can divide it, you know, all the way through with decimals, and we get 4.25. And the 0.25 is the same as a quarter, isn't it? 1/4 is 25 cents, right? So what we've learned is when you're doing division, you can put a decimal point, you can add on zeros, and you can keep going and get the full answer. Okay. That's one thing from that. So if you had 346 divided by 20, okay, you might want to do 20 into 346. Now we might need to do long division. So 20 into 34 you would begin with, right? How many times is 20 going to 34? One time, right? Now 1 times 20 is 20. And then subtract. 34 minus 20 is 14. Now, remember in these last ones, I didn't do the subtracting at the bottom because we were just working with little numbers and we just had little remainders like 1 and 2 and stuff. It didn't matter. It was easy to stick them up there, right? 20 into 14 won't go, so you bring you have to bring the 6 down. Now you go 20 and 146. How many times is what times 20 gives something close to this? Think of your two times tables. Okay. 5 2s is 10, 6 2s is 12, 7 2s is 14. Try 7. 7 20 is probably 140, right? 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 0, 0. So it is, right? Then subtract, and we get 6. Okay? So the answer to this is 17. And this is the remainder, isn't it? Remainder 6. Okay? So it's 17 and 6 over 20. Okay? Now, the funny thing is that 6 over 20, if you divide the top and bottom by 2, 2 into 6 goes 3 times, 2 into 20 goes 10 times, isn't it? 6 over 20 is the same thing as 3/10. So that's 17 and 3/10. So write that as a decimal. 17 point what? 3/10 is 0.3, right? Here's where the tenths are. 3/10. Now, look what happens. Instead of just getting the remainder doing it that way, look what happens if I just stick a 0.0 on this guy and keep going. Okay? So we went 20 into 147 times 7 times that is that. Now 20 into 6, we've got to bring this 0 down, don't we? Now what's 20 into 60? It's 3 times, isn't it? Yep. And where do you put the decimal point? Right above where the decimal point is in this part, in this number here. Okay? And look, oh, the answer is 17.3. 17.3, which we already figured out with just remainder 6 20ths, right? 6 20ths is the same thing as 0.3. So you can either put your remainder as a fraction, or you can go ahead and calculate that fraction and turn it into a decimal. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is this one by yourself. I guess I'll help you start it off. It's this number divided by 20. So you've got to go 20 into that number, 594. And I'll tell you right now, what you need to do is you need to put a decimal point on there, put another 0 there. In your answer, you have to have a decimal point up here. So what I'd like you to do is do long division and go ahead and get that answer, and the answer will be a decimal. So please press pause in the video and do long division yourself. I am going to fly through this as fast as I can. So you press pause, you try it, and if you make a mistake, then you'll be able to catch your mistake on the video. So you learn by trying it yourself, okay? So did you try it? Okay, I'm going to start now. So please press pause if you haven't done so yet. Okay, 20 into 59 goes twice because 2 times 20 is 40. Okay, and I subtract that now. So yeah, 2 times 20 is 40. Subtract that and I get 19. And then I bring down the 4. 20 and 194 goes 9 times. 9 2s is 18. And 9 zeros is 0, so 180. So I subtract that and I get 14. I bring down this 0. 20 into 140 goes 7 times. 7 times 20 is 140. And I subtract, and the remainder is always will work out to be 0, right? Which we forgot to do that up here. Sorry, 3 times 20 you should have given 60, and subtract that for remainder 0 at the end. Sorry. So 29.7. Hopefully you got that, but we'll have lots more practice coming up, obviously. Okay, page 2. Let's think about what if the thing you were trying to divide had decimals in it. Well, like $10.22, and you divided that by 2, what would the answer be? Divide that amount of money among 2 people. Each person has to get, well, $5 and What's 4 divided by 2? 2, and 4 divided by 2 is 2 as well. So 522, right? So the point is dividing. I'm just trying to say if you have a number and there's a decimal in it and you divide it, like it's the same thing as dividing any number, right? So 61.48 divided by 4. You could do that. Let's do this one carefully, I guess. 61.48. Okay, and we don't actually need to do all the subtractions on this because look, 4 into 6 goes how many times? Once, right? What's the remainder? 2. See that? Now you go 4 into 21. What's 4 into 21? 5 times. What's the remainder? 1, right? The decimal point goes up here, doesn't it? What's 4 into 14? 3. What's the remainder? 2, right? What's 4 into 28? 7, right? Okay, so 15.37 would be the answer there. So $61.48 divided among 4 people. Each person gets $15.37, right? What if you had 694.1 divided by 55? Let's try that. Okay, so you would start with 55 into 69, right? Which goes 1 time. 1 times 55 is 55. Subtract. 9 minus 5 is 4. 6 minus 5 is 1. And I guess I'll bring this 4 down now, right? So 55 into 144 goes how many times do you think? Well, just think like terms of 5. Multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20. So multiples of 50 would be 50, 100, 150, and so on, right? So this is, less than 150. So 2 50s is 100. So I'm going to guess 2 times. See what happens. If you guess it wrong, you can always try it again. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10. 1 is 11. Subtract, right? 4 minus 0 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. And then bring the 1 down here. 55 into 34. So again, think of in terms of 50s. It's 50, 100, 150, 200, right? So how many 50s do you think would go into this? Take a guess. Maybe 6, right? And if you guess wrong, you can you can try it, but then you can just rub it out and try another one. But you'll get close anyway, and you'll get it. So it's a little bit of trial and error, because you might guess 7, which would be probably a bit off, and then try something else if that doesn't work. 6 times 5 is, I don't know if 6 works either. I'll just see. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 5 is 30, and 3, 33. Subtract. And we get 4 minus 3 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 1. And what are we going to do now? 55, and there's nothing to bring down here. Can you add numbers onto the end of this? Like 0, can you do that? Yep. And you can bring that 0 down here. Now what's 55 into 110? It is 2, isn't it? Yep. 2 times 55, 110. Subtract. And we get 0. Okay? Okay, so please press pause and do this one by yourself. You're going to have to do 22 into 533.5. I wouldn't be at all surprised if you had to add a 0 onto the end of it. So please go ahead and do that yourself. Press pause. After in a couple of seconds, I'm going to do it really fast, and I just want you to try it yourself and make some mistakes and try to iron out your mistakes now. Now is the time to to make your mistakes and fix them, okay, before you do the homework without any help at all. Okay, so you've tried it. Okay, now I'm going to try it. 22 to this. I'm going to think in terms of 20. So 20, 40, 60, 80. So we've got 53. Well, that's close to, it's less than 60. So I'm going to think 2 times, because I'll get 40 something. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. And now subtract 13 minus 3. That won't work, so I've got to turn that to 13 and this into a 4. So 13 minus 4 is 9. And 4 minus 4 is 0, right? So I'll bring this 3 down here and 22 into that. And again, I think, well, think in terms of 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, or 20, 40, 60, 80. The next is 100. So I'm thinking 4 2s is 8, or 4 20s is 80. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract. And 93 minus 88 will be 5, right? Bring this 5 down. And the decimal point in the answer has to go up here, okay? So, again, probably 2, wouldn't it be? 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract, we get 11. And we're still not done. Uh-oh. We'll have to create another number on the end, right? And you can put as many zeros here as you like. It doesn't matter. Put a whole bunch of zeros. Anyway, I need to bring down this 0, one of them. 22 into 110 goes 5 times, right? 5 2s is 10, carry the 1, 5 2s is 10, 110, subtract. And that is 0. Weird. Okay, so the answer is 24.25. That's your answer there, isn't it? On to page 3. Just want you to think about what 4.5 divided by 1.5 is. This is what I want you to get in your head. Okay, so we're going to start with, can you shout out or write down the answer to this? 10 divided by 2. Say it or write it down. Now I want you to tell me how many 2's are contained in 10. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? 5 of them. Now, when you do 30 divided by 10, tell me this. How many 10s are in 30? 10, 10, 10, right? 3 10s in 30, isn't it? That's why 30 divided by 10 is 3, right? How about 4.50 divided by 1.50? How many $1.50s are in $4.50? If you're at a bar and the drink is $1.50, you wish, and the total bill was $4.50, how many drinks would you have had? How many $1.50s are there? Right? Has to be 3, doesn't there? Okay. So we know 4.5 divided by 1.5 is definitely 3. That's the answer. We're just going to kind of use this obvious example to learn how to divide with decimals. Now, 4.5 divided by 1.5 is what we can do with that. If you just want to write this down, 4.5 over 1.5, what we can do with that is, the thing is, we can't divide by decimals. You can't do that because it messes everything up, because you want to put the decimal point up here in the answer, and that would mess up the answer. The answer would be wrong if you did that, okay? So what we can do is, you can say, look, if you'd multiply this guy by 10 over 10, 4.5 over 1.5 then becomes, what's 4.5 times 10? You just move the decimal point to the right one space, right? So it's 45, isn't it? What's 1.5 times 10? Is it 15, right? So this thing is 45 over 15. It's and by the way, what is 45 over 15? How many 15s in 45? 3, right? So 4.5 divided by 1.5 is the same thing as 45 divided by 15. It's the same thing, right? And but when we're doing the division, we do this trick where we kind of just move this decimal point over here, and also move this one over. So we move both of them over so that we don't have any decimals anymore, so that this number becomes 15 and this number becomes 45. But what we've really done is multiplied the top and bottom of the fraction by 10, you see, to get rid of the decimal points. We don't want a we don't want a decimal point in the number that's dividing into the divisor. In the divisor, we don't want any decimal points in the divisor. This number can't have any decimal points. Okay, and so then you just go 15 into 45 goes 3 times, you know, and then you're done. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to show you why we move the decimal point over. If we had just left it 1.5 into 4.5, you would have said, well, the answer is 3, but then you would have wanted to put that decimal point up here and say the answer then has to be 0.3, you know, 0.3, and that is wrong. So that's why we don't want any decimal points in the divisor, because it's going to mess us up. Okay. So if we're doing this guy, 2.5 into 27.5, we want to get rid of the decimal points in the divisor, so we just move it over here. But if we do that, we must move this guy over as well. Okay, and then we get 25 into 275. Let me show you why that is correct, because 25 into here is the same thing as 27.5 divided, that divided by 2.5, isn't it? Right? Now, once again, if I multiply this guy by 10 over 10, I'll get what? What do you get at the top? 27.5 times 10, 275. 2.5 times 10, 25, right? So, and this is the exact, this will give you the exact same answer as 27.5 over 2.5. It's the same thing. It'll give you the same answer, right? So we get rid of the decimal point in the divisor by moving this over, but if we do that, we must move this one over, so then we go ahead and just do long division. So please press pause and do this really quickly, then check your answer with me. Press pause and do it yourself. Okay, now I'm going to do it. 25 into 27 goes once. 1 times 25 is 25. Subtract, remainder 2. Bring the 5 down. 25 into 25 goes 1 time. The answer is 11. Ooh, that was easy. 1 times 25 is 25. Subtract it and get 0. You can do that all the way to there if you like. Okay. Here's a long, messy one. Okay. What I'd like you to do is to do this one yourself, and you know, see if you make mistakes, because if you make mistakes here, that's great, because I can actually show you where your mistakes were instead of making mistakes in the homework where I can't help you at all. Well, not so much. Okay, so this divided by 3.3, you've got to start. You got to say, okay, that's let's see, that's 3.3 into 41.448, but we can't have a decimal point in the divisor, so we must move it over here. If I move this one over, I got to move this one over as well, and so it's going to be 33 into 414 and then 0.48. Okay, is what it is. All right. And once again, just to show you, that was what we actually had was 41.448 over 3.3, and what we did is we multiplied the top and bottom by 10. Okay, and that gave us 414.48 divided by 33, which will be the exact same thing. Okay. Okay, so please press pause if you haven't done this yet. Please press pause and do the long division. And then check your answers off of me. I'm going to do it as fast as I can in a second. Okay, did you press pause? Okay, I'm going to do it now. 3 into 33 into 41. 1 time. 1 times 33. Subtract. 41 minus 33 gives me 8. Bring the 4 down. 33 into that. And I think in terms of threes, you got 30, or 30s. 30, 60, 90. So this is not as far as 90, is it really? So you would probably go try 2 of them. And if 2 doesn't work, then just rub it out and try something else. But 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6, subtract. And this becomes a 7. I got to borrow a 1. 14 minus 6 is 8. 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay. Bring this 4 down. 33 into that. And again, think in terms of 30s, or 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Close. It's almost 6. Well, I'm going to guess 5. But you know, even if you guess 6 and it's wrong, you can always change it and try again. But I'm going to guess 5. 5 times 3, 15. Carry the 1. 5 times 3, 15. And 1 is 65, right? Then subtract. And once again, that becomes a 7. Borrow a 1 over here. 14 minus 5 is 9. 7 minus 6 is 1. This is 0. So bring this 8 down. And 33 into that. So, take a guess. I'm going to guess 3 6s is 18. 3 7s is 21. So I'm going to go at 6. 6 3s is 180. Right? 6 30s is 180. So 6 3s, 18, carry the 1. 6 3s, 18, and 1 is 198. Subtract. Remainder 0. Right? So the answer is 12.56. Okay, on to page 4. This guy divided by 0.11. So what we have is 1.3794 over 0.11. And I don't want any decimals in the part that's going in the divisor, in the number that's going into the other one, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this decimal point over 2 spaces. What do I need to multiply it by to do that? Times it by, what number did you multiply that by so the decimal point goes to the right 2 spaces? Any idea? Times it by 100, right? But if you do that to the bottom, you must do that to the top to get equivalent fractions, right? So 0.11 times 100 is 11. And this time is 100. We'll move this decimal point over 2 spaces. So you'll get 137.94 divided by 11. And that'll be the exact same answer as this. So you basically make it into an equivalent fraction. Okay, so that there's no decimals on the bottom, and then you divide, right? So we've got to go, so, and we'll just write that out again. So you would start with 0.11 into 1.3794. You would move this decimal point over 2 spaces here and here. Okay, so that would give you 11 into 137.94. Okay, and then you do the long division. So once again, please press pause, do it yourself, and then check the answer. And I guess I'll just go through it slowly. If you need me to, but by all means press pause, check your answer, and just fast forward the video. And if you're right, you're right, that's fine. If not, then you should be able to catch your mistake, right? So 11 into 13 goes 1 time. 1 times 11 is 11. Subtract. I get 2 and bring down to 7. 11 into 27 goes twice. 2 11s is 22. Subtract, and we got 5. Bring down to 9. 11 into 59 goes 5 times. 5 times 11, 55. Subtract 4, bring down to 4. And 11 into 44 goes 4 times. 4 times 11 is 44. Subtract, and we should get a remainder 0 down there. Sorry, this is a bit of a mess. Okay, but and where does the decimal point go in the answer? Right above where it is here. See that? So the answer is in fact 12.54. Okay. And if I actually wanted to check that, I would so the answer, so 0.11, that would in fact be the exact same thing. 12.54 would be the exact answer. You know, and I could actually check that by multiplying 12.54 times 0.11. Okay, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 2 is 2, and then 1, put there in a placeholder. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 1 is 1, and then add them, and I get 4, 9, 7, 3, 1, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places in the product, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the answer. So what's that? 1.3794. See that? 1.3794. Okay. So just to prove that that does indeed work. Okay. So this guy is going to look like this: 0.012 into 1.1226. That's weird. And I actually have to move this decimal point over 1, 2, 3 spaces here, and I also have to move the same amount, 1, 2, 3 spaces here. So I have to, and if I do that, this will just become the number 12, won't it? We'll just have 12 into 1, 1, 2, 2, and the decimal point was here, wasn't it? Then decimal point 6, right? And then you do the long division on this. So that's the trick there. And what did we do? Let me show you real quick. We had 1.1226 divided by 0.012, and we turned that into an equivalent fraction with a 12 on the bottom and a 1122.6 on the top. How did we do it? We multiplied the top and bottom of this fraction by the same number. Now, I want to ask you this. If I want to move the decimal point 1, 2, 3 spaces over, what number do I multiply by to do that? Let me ask you, is it 10, 100, or 1,000 to move it over 3 spaces? We've practiced this earlier, right? It's 1,000. If I multiply that by 1,000, it'll move up, the decimal point will move over 3 spaces. If I multiply the top by 1,000, the decimal point will move over 1, 2, 3 spaces as well. So you get 1122.6 over 12, right? Okay, so in any case, we moved the decimal point 3 spaces here and here, and we get 12 into that. Once again, please press pause and try this yourself, and then check it to see if you got it right with me. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do it. I guess I'll go through slowly, and you know, by all means race me or just press pause and try it and then skip the video ahead. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Just either skip it ahead or race me or something. But please try it yourself in some way. 12 into 11 won't go. 12 into 112. Well, let's see. 10 12s is 120. So I'm just going to guess 9, see what happens. If 9 doesn't work, I can just try something else and just rub it out and start again. It's no big deal. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry the 1. 9 times 1 is 9 and 1 is 10. Subtract. 12 minus 8 is 4. See that? 12 minus 8. Bring the 2 down. 12 into 42. I probably should know our 12 times table is 12, 24, 36, 48. So it's not 4 12s. 3 12s is 36, right? 3 12s, 36. And 42 minus 36 is in fact 6, right? So bring down this 6. 12 and 66. And once again, we should know our 12 times table. It's 12, 24, 36, 48, and then 60. 5 12s, right? 5 12s. 5 12s are 60. Subtract, and we get 6. So this is like a kind of remainder thing. What are we going to do? And by the way, where does the decimal point go in the answer? There's two things. How are you going to proceed from here? Well, the decimal point in the answer should go here, shouldn't it? First of all. And I have a remainder 6. Can I keep going? Yep, because you can add a whole bunch of zeros onto this number if you want to, right? And just keep going, see what you get. So bring down one of the zeros. 12 into 60 gives 5, right? 5 times 12 is 60. Subtract remainder 0. And you know, there's nothing you can do now because it'll be just 12 into 0 goes 0 times 12 and 0. So you're getting a whole bunch of zeros here because once the remainder is 0, you know, you just get a whole bunch of zeros on the end of this number. So you're done. Okay, so the answer, of course, is 93. So the final answer is 93.55. Okay, so if you had it on this, you would have got 93.55 as well. Okay. Now, page 5. Can you press pause and do this whole thing all by yourself? Okay, and then just skip the video ahead a little bit and see if you get the same answer as me. Okay. So do the whole thing yourself. And you know, if you make a mistake, that's fine because then you can check it on the video, right? Okay, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it. You better watch out. I've got to go 0.23 into 17.135. Okay, I've got to skip the decimal point 2 spaces over, so because I can't divide decimals into anything. And I'm going to skip this over 2 spaces as well. So I get 1713.5. Okay, if you made a mistake there, please press pause and continue from this point. Okay, now I'm going to do the long division. 23 into 17 won't go. 23 into 171. I'm going to think in terms of 2s or 20s. You know, 6 20s, 120, 7 20s, 140, 8 20s, 160. I think I'll guess 8. If that doesn't work, I'll try something else. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. 8 times 2 is 16. And 2 is 18. So I went too big. I better try something else. I'll try 7 instead. Silly me. Seven times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 7 times 2 is 14 and 2 is 16. Subtract. We get 10. Bring 3 down. 23 and 103. I'm going to try 4. 4 3s is 12. Carry the 1. 4 2s is 8 and 1 is 9. Subtract. And 3 minus 2 is 1. 10 minus 9 is 11. And bring the 5 down. 23 into that goes, I'm going to guess, 5 times. And I've got to remember to put my decimal point up here, right? 5 times 3 is 15. Put 5 down, carry the 1. 10, 11. Subtract, remainder 0. My 3 into 0 goes 0 times, and you're done. The answer is 74.5.